Hello, my name is Akash Sharma, and I'm going to tell you about the view of artificial intelligence on heart disease. Now, here's a short introduction. Around 17.9 million people die from heart disease every year. This has led to a growing worldwide need to find out what causes heart disease. To contribute to that cause, I created an artificial intelligence model that was trained on an excerpt of data provided by the Behavioral Risk Factor Surveillance System, or BRFSS. I downloaded the BRFSS dataset and imported it into Google Colab. The dataset contains attributes that help determine whether or not someone has heart disease. This includes if they've had a stroke, if they have high blood pressure, and even their age. I then sorted this data into a training and testing dataset, and I trained and tested the random forest classifier, or the AI model that I used. I'll talk more about this later. And I found that accuracy to be approximately 90.6%. I then tuned the hyperparameters for the random forest classifier and found the best hyperparameters to be 469 trees with a depth of 10. I also found the accuracy of this tuned model, and I found that it was approximately 91.1%. I also printed 3 decision trees, a bar feature importance chart, and a confusion matrix. Now, what is a random forest classifier and how does it work? Well, a random forest classifier is essentially made up of decision trees like these. These decision trees filter the data into different groups, specifically, does it have heart disease and does it not have heart disease? These decisions are then averaged to create the final decision about if someone has heart disease. Now, as you can see in these two decision trees, age is the first factor that filters the data into if they have heart disease and if they don't have heart disease. And so because it filters the most data, since it's the first, it is one of the most important factors. This is a bar feature importance chart. It tells you what are the most important factors in determining if someone has heart disease. As you can see here, the most important factors are general health, age, stroke, and high blood pressure. Now you may be thinking, why didn't I see general health as being the top attribute in these? Well, that's because these are 3 decision trees, and the best amount of decision trees are 469. These are just 3 randomly printed decision trees to help you gain an idea of what goes on behind the scenes. Now this is a confusion matrix. As you can see here, the random forest classifier correctly predicted a lot of people who didn't have heart disease, but it wasn't able to do so good on the other side by predicting if someone did have heart disease. The reason for this is in how the BRFSS dataset was collected. The BRFSS randomly calls people and asks them if they have heart disease, and then it collects data from there. Now, since the amount of people who have heart disease still make up only a small percentage of the population, there wasn't much data collected to train the model on people who have heart disease. As a result, it wasn't able to correctly predict many people who have heart disease. But since a lot of people do not have heart disease, it was able to correctly predict if someone did not have heart disease. Now, what is the result of this? We found that general health, age, stroke, and high blood pressure are the most important factors in determining if someone has heart disease. Now, what can happen in the future to add on to this, to further this field? Well, the use of AI in healthcare is a big step towards AI because AI is a rapidly growing field, and if people use it correctly, it can be a major ally in diagnosing patients and finding out if someone has a disease. In the future, people can expand upon this by creating other artificial intelligence models for other diseases like retinal disease or lung disease to predict if someone has those diseases as well. Thank you.